Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's round 4 of the F1 League 2021. Tonight we're racing from Mexico, and it's going to be a 71 lap doozy. It's quite a long circuit, long lap for these guys, and it's going to be a 90-minute race towards the end. Welcome along. I'm your host, Shane Gilfeather, and please stick with us as we show you the talent to these guys in the Formula 1 cars, and hopefully you can join us next round at Entertainment Park in Bankstown for our live sims. And we'll cross live from Entertainment Park as Marty Porter will be racing with us. Just to give you some info on tonight's race, it is 71 laps. It is the 4th round of 7. Due to COVID, we've had to shorten our season this year, unfortunately, so this is our first one back after lockdown. So the boys are quite interested, and a couple of guys couldn't actually make it with us tonight, so it is a shortened field, but we'll make the most of it, so stay tuned. Okay, so the tyres available tonight is the Pirellis. We've got hard, soft, mediums, and the boys will be choosing that between throughout the race. You can see Scott Flack in qualies on the red softs, so that'll probably change throughout the race as we watch them go in for their pit stops. Just going to cross live now because we've got a couple of cameras on the drivers tonight. We'll just feature them before we get into the race. So I've got 4 minutes left. Okay, we'll see who's on pole, who's setting the times. It looks like Marty Porter is setting the times at the moment. He's in pit lane, watching the competition. But we'll cross to Robert Young. He's one of our staffers here at Entertainment Park. He loves the sport and wanted to jump in and give it a go, so we wish him well tonight because we've got one's current, one's former F1 champion in Scott Flack and Marty Porter, who's currently on pole. So if I just show you the driver focus, we've got that's Robert Young racing at home, just exiting pit lane there. We'll show him on track. Make sure you cheer him on in the Red Bull car. He's got his Fanatec DD1 wheel and his F1 wheel bolted on at the moment. Robert loves his drifting, but he also loves his Formula 1, so he's joined in for us tonight. Currently in P3 at the moment with a 1:19.510. Across to Marty Porter now. That's Marty racing with us within Entertainment Park. You can see the on-screen action there. So he's taking us around for a lap. You can see how hard these guys. Marty's on a full motion simulator at the moment. Big 40-inch, triple 40-inch screens. DD wheel. You can also see the V8 sequential there in the driver cam. That's for anyone that wants to come and try V8 around Bathurst. You can definitely use a real life V8 shifter. The guys have got 2 minutes left. They're lapping at 1:17, so they've only got 1 or 2 hot laps to go as Marty aborts that one. Okay, so we're just watching Marty still. Looks like he's come around for one final before the Checkered flag drops on the quali session. Just to let you know, we've also dropped some AI in the race just to fill the field a bit for tonight's race. Got Marty Porter on screen on pole, 0.2 seconds ahead of Scott Flack, who we haven't highlighted, the current defending champion Scott Flack. He's always raced with us last night in the GT3s at Alton Park, and he took out the round, I think. And tonight he's back for the Formula One. This will be the race to watch between Scott Flack and Marty Porter, and hopefully Robert Young will be up there in the mix. Go back to see what Robert's doing at the moment. Just going through his first sector. Okay, just having trouble with that race cam at the moment. We'll see if the other one works. There he goes. Okay, so that's Robert just exceeding track limits there, and the checkered flag drops, so this is his last lap he can do. Just turning in late there. It's actually pretty good. He's, you know, pretty much on the pace. These guys are, you know, been racing with us for years, and Robert's his first night tonight, so he's given it a damn good crack, and he drops it in the pits. Okay, so that looks like it's the end of quali. So I'll just bring up the results from quali. It's Marty Porter taking our pole, the 117 flat. Right behind him, a 117.4 is Scott Flack, and Robert Young in P3 with a very respectable 118.870. Alright, so I'm just going to check with the boys, make sure they're ready to go. And we're actually going to go straight into a standing, we're not doing a formation lap tonight, so straight into the race. So we'll be back after this commercial. This Supercars limited edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Jewelry on James. Okay, welcome back. Guys are gritting up. As I said before, there's no formation lap, so we're going to get straight into it. Yes. Okay, so all the boys have gridded up, ready to go. Okay, 5 lights on, waiting to go, and they're going to be off. Oh, Scott Flack getting a slow takeoff there. So it's Marty getting the jump with Robert Young, and Scott Flack drafting behind Robert Young there. And here comes the rest of the field. Scott Flack getting on the inside of Robert Young on turn 1. Robert's trying to stay close to him on behind, but it's Marty Porter who's getting the run on them up front. We see Marty out there in front. Should actually watch Robert Young to see how he's trailing. Okay, so we can watch Robert trailing Scott Flack in P2 at the moment. Robert doing a great job to hold on. Scott's creeping up on the back of Marty, or he's just run wide there. Robert Young starting on the softs there in the Red Bull car. The two front runners are doing their best to just keep their tyres, to warm up the tyres. They are on hards, it looks like, with the white banding. Looks like Marty's on a soft, so Scott's going the long stint at the start as Marty dives in. "71 laps" is a long race around here at Hermanos Rodriguez Autodrome. You can see Scott getting in the draft now of Marty Porter. Dives up close, doesn't quite get there. Those hard tyres not really giving him the front end grip that he needs to get the job done. Marty getting a better run outside as Marty set the fastest lap of the race so far, 1:20.448. That's Robert Young, not too far behind. Still keeping in touch with these seasoned drivers. You can see the front rotors really lighting up there now. That's up over 1,000 degrees Celsius. You can see on the display bottom right hand corner with the driver focus with Robert Young, his acceleration and brake inputs and gears as well. Top speed of just under 280 at the moment. 290, will he get to 300? Just under 300 as he gets into heavy braking. All the guys are running a bit wide there. You can see the track slightly rubbering up now, and that'll progress as the race goes on. We're only lap 3 of 71. We're on board at home with Robert Young on the Fanatec DD1 wheel. You see him controlling the car into the corners, the low speed. He's hitting them very well. He's lapping at 120, 121 at the moment. It's just a fraction off the front runners, currently in P3 at the moment. They're going to start lapping the AI cars soon. Already 20 seconds ahead after lap 4, so I'd say another Another 10-15 laps and they'll be on the back of the back markers, ready to lap and cut their way back through as Robert Young's taken the fast sections there. Great view of the driver at home and on screen. A track here in Mexico. Going through the stadium at the moment, just getting it loose on the ripple there. Just flying out of the stadium down the main straight now. He's in the pit lane already for his first set of tyres. The Scott Flax just posted the fastest lap of the race with a 1:19.469. Let's watch Robert Young do his first pit stop. Will he change his compound? See the car jacking up there. He's gone to the hard compound. So he knows that those softs are only good for 5 laps, and that's going to put him in the back in the mix with the, I won't say the back markers, the mid-pack of the field. So he's got to work his way back through there now. It looks like he's just scored a pit lane penalty of some sort. I can't make out whether it's a drive-through or a stop and go. Looks like a drive-through is speeding in pit lane or exiting too early. Oh, he's just spun it, caught up the ripples too much there. We'll go back to the front runners, see what they're doing. So gap's only half a second. These two are keeping each other honest, but you can see Marty's on the soft, so he's definitely going to be pitting early. I can't really see his time indicators as he's right behind me here at Entertainment Park. Looks like he's going through. You can see the gap there, so he's trying to stretch it out. Marty's probably one of the better drivers to look after his tyres there, so even though they are softs, he'll make them last as long as he can. I'd say about lap 10, 12, he'll be in for his set of hards, and that'll give Scott some clear air. But he won't have the DRS, so we'll see how Scott goes once Marty pits in a couple of laps' time. We're seeing Robert Young drop down to P12 at the moment, so he's battling his way through the mid-pack there. These two are definitely world class in Formula One. I know Scott Flack races in Europe for sim racing for a amateur team out of Europe, which is pretty hard being that they race early in the morning, Australian time that is, so he has to stay up late or get up early to race with those guys. He's definitely doing us proud over there. Just watching Marty Porter go over those ripples. They're quite flat. They're not no sausage curbs here at Mexico. Just going through all the driving cameras trying to get a good view of Scott Flack. Probably watch Scott Flack. Trying to get right up behind Marty Porter at the moment in P1. Oh, just locking up there with the gears. Losing a bit of ground on Marty Porter, but Marty's definitely stronger through there on the softer compound, getting up. So we see Robert Young cutting through the field now up into P9. Damn it. Alright, sorry about that. We've just brought up the audio for the cars. Oh, here we go. Scott Flack making the move. Marty's just made the mistake running wide. or Marty just squeezing him out there on the switchback. If you get a chance, you can look at the track map on the right hand side, and the number indicates their position. And if you see a flame running behind the number, it means they're on a hot lap. If you see a red circle, it means they've just had an incident or a crash. So that gives me a good indication. If anyone's had an incident, I can go straight to them. But it's Marty Porter steady out in the lead after lap 9. Scott Flack right behind him. We'll go back to Robert Young, who's made his way up in the P7 at the moment. Definitely cutting through the field. Looks like he's right up behind his Red Bull teammate. Well, he gets the job done going up the inside on the hard tyres. Still got to serve his penalty, otherwise he might get disqualified or a time penalty. Oh, looks like his teammates, no team orders. There's the Red Bull try to come up at the inside. Robert's only looking in front because he's got the Haas, so he's got to get up behind the Haas car. Get out of the slipstream. It's pretty hard to do when they're on the softs and he's on the Haas, but he gets around the outside. The Haas definitely giving way to him, and now he's just got to overtake the Alpha of Giovinazzi. Bit of a speed difference there. Robert caught unawares. Runs up the back of him. Oh, he's lost it. He gets it going. He's only dropped back P7 at the moment. So we'll check back on Robert later on. Marty Porter still out in the lead. He's stretching that lead out to 3 seconds. It looks like Scott Flack. So either coming to the pits or has had a mistake. Looks like Robert's back in the pits, serving his penalty, I think. Now you can see him coming out of pit lane as Marty Porter's just come round to put a lap on Robert Young, but he'll undo that once Marty comes back in the pits for his first set of tyres. Alright, do apologise. That's definitely not the end of the race. We're only at lap 12. We're watching Robert Young, currently in P15 at the moment. He's had a couple of visits through pit lane, so that's why he's back down there, but he'll come up through the field soon enough. So we can see Porter's come in for his set of mediums, so he's back out on mediums at the moment. Okay, so we're on board with Robert Young. Back in P15 on the hard set of tyres. So he's got to make his way back towards the front. We'll keep an eye on that as Scott Flack's now out in front. 21 second lead over Marty Porter, and this is what we were talking about before. He started on harder compound, so he's definitely now got the jump. But how will this play out towards the end when they've got to do their final pit stop? Just crossed to Marty Porter live here at Entertainment Park. You can see the full motion sim really throwing him about as he takes on this relatively flat course of Mexico. Marty just coming around to finish off lap 14, posting the fastest lap of the race. That was a 1:18.751, as you can see on the screen there. Great effort from him on his new set of mediums. Interesting compound to go on. As I said before, he does work his tyres very well, so he can make this last just as long as the hards for the other drivers. He's actually cutting that deficit down to Scott Flack. Scott Flack on the hards hasn't pitted yet for the race, so we'll see who's pitted and how many times. So the number of stops for each driver. We can see Porter stopped, Flack stopped, and Young's had a couple of visits through pit lane, obviously serving that penalty. So if you're watching at home, give us a shout out. Let us know where you're watching from. We're coming to you live from Entertainment Park here at in Bankstown. We'll follow most of the rounds of the Formula One each Thursday night before the main event. Obviously, we've got a couple of new races this year which we won't be able to copy. So we'll choose a couple other tracks, favourites of the drivers like Japan and maybe Portimao. So hopefully you can join us on the next one. Always welcoming beginners. We've got a new driver here tonight, Robert Young. Not new to sim racing, but new to our racing. And he's definitely finding his feet, just getting through the field back in P13 at the moment. We're on board with Robert Young now. As he cuts back through the field, he's coming up to some slower drivers. That one's not working for me at the moment, so we'll go back to the main driver focus. see a couple of guys pitting now. Looks like Saints is pitting. So that's lap 16 on the soft, so that's not a bad effort from those guys. Robert Young moving up into the top 10. You see the DRS just deactivating as he puts the brakes on. All four rotors are lighting up now, so he's definitely evening out the distribution on the brake bias. Marty Porter down, bringing the gap down now to 13 seconds out front to Scott Flack. So across to him later on, but we're loving this driver focus. This is Robert Young racing from home. He's currently in P9 at the moment, about to make it P8. Definitely in a lot of drafting opportunities here, and here's a good section here to get a good run on Hamilton as he cuts in up on the inside. He's just overran it, but I don't think Lewis is going to get the position back for the next corner, and he doesn't. Robert definitely makes that move stick as he's got his teammate Verstappen up in front of him. Looks like Verstappen's just pitting now, so that leaves clear air in P7 for Robert Young as he moves up into P5. P4 as all the pro drivers are pitting now. Lap 17 must have been the one for them. So now Robert's got some clear air. He can really get in a good rhythm and work his way back up and catch Grosjean, which you can see in front of him. We'll stay with him till he gets the job done, which will probably be at the end of this straight. Will he get the drive and get up the inside? No, he doesn't. Not enough. So he's going to have to wait through this section here, unless he tries to go around the outside, which he does. Grosjean's giving him the corner. So that's Robert Young back up into P3 and back up onto the lead lap as well. Good job from him. Meanwhile, Marty Porter's made his way back up to the front, just getting through the midfield there. Looks like that was could be Giovinazzi or Grosjean that he just passed. So it looks like Robert Young's just ahead of this pack here. No, that was definitely Giovinazzi there. Oh, sorry, Grosjean in the Haas car. Scott Flack's had his first pit stop and he's gone to mediums as well, so whether he knows Marty's gone on to mediums and he's trying to do the same, but they're probably, he's just watch him slide out there. That's going to cost him a bit of time. I don't know if those mediums have warmed up yet or not, but he's definitely locked up. As we see the back markers going into the pits for a second set. Just see if... Looks like they're stuck in pit lane at the moment, so we're not registering when they're actually, how many times they've been through pit lane, but they've definitely all been in for their first set. Okay, so Scott Flack P2. Definitely wrestling that wheel. I know he's just upgraded his DD wheel, so he said he was struggling last night, so tonight he's probably trying to get used to it, but the gap's down to 12 seconds. Was up to 19, I think, at one stage. Oh, Flack really struggling on the mediums there. We can see the gap to Marty Porter's only, oh, it's just jumped to 17 seconds from 12 seconds. We'll see how Marty Porter's going. He seems to be keeping it clean, but he's got some back markers there. I think that's Robert Young behind him. I'll just see where Robert Young is. Yes. That's Marty Porter, Robert Young in the Red Bull there with the DRS open. He's going to try and stay on the back of Marty Porter as much as he can. These back markers are really slowing these guys up. Oh, just got clipped. That's going to put him back out of contention with Marty Porter. But he'll definitely regain P3 as he hasn't lost the position through that incident. Marty Porter still holding the fastest lap of the race with a 1:18.751. Just following Robert Young, who's racing from home at the moment. And there we can see right behind him, that's Scott Flack. In the Daniel Ricciardo colours, the old Renault, Team Renault. Looks like the AI is slowing down, and that's forced Robert a bit of front end wash. As we see Scott Flack just got caught up there with the AI. Again, that's like his third incident on this set of tyres, so he's not really enjoying them at the moment. Wow, that's only 22 laps down, another 50 to go. Looks like a few of the drivers are DNFing. Not sure if that's due to engine failure or mechanical. Scott Flack coming up behind Grosjean there. Grosjean sitting in P4 at the moment. Flack losing a lot of time to Marty Porter, although it's still 17 seconds is what we saw it last time, even after that incident. So Marty's either getting caught up with AI at the moment. We'll cross to him because he is in the lead at the moment. That's him on screen at the moment, still on his second set of tyres. Second gear, another left-hander, staying in second for the right. Bit of squirt up, maybe down to second again. And up he goes down the main straight. Alright, that's Marty Porter on screen now. You can see how fast it looks when you're on these simulators here at Entertainment Park, all full motion. Definitely giving you the G's as you take those high-speed corners. You watch him dip forward as he goes into the brakes. Comes round, completes lap 23. So we're just over a third of the way through now. Lap 24 of 71. We've already had 2 pit stops for Robert Young and 1 each for Scott Flack, Marty Porter. Both on different tyre strategies, so what's that, a 12-second deficit at the moment. Marty's just running wide there. Field's starting to thin out now as it's a long circuit, but very important not to get stuck behind the slower cars through the stadium. That's an area that's really going to slow these drivers up. Go back on screen, Marty Porter, current leader, 9 seconds ahead of Scott Flack. Scott Flack really bringing those times down at the moment. Down to 7 seconds, just under 8 seconds now. I'm sure he's just posted the fastest lap. He's taken fastest lap with a 1:17.758. Almost a full second quicker than Marty Porter, so he's really nailing it now, really putting on the charge. So we see Robert Young still in P3 at the moment, doing a great job on his first outing here with us. Oh, commentator's curse. I heard expleets from Marty Porter. He's trying to get through the slower cars. You can see how fast they come up onto his screen. He's really got a battle with this field. It is thinning out, but you can see all the drivers now. I'm not sure if they're going to pit once again. They seem to be pitting quite a lot. There they go. And so is Marty Porter. So we'll watch Marty Porter coming to the pits now. See the car lift up, so does the sim. Wow, that's a 2-second pit stop. Faster than Red Bull at the moment. There he goes, he's hit the pit button. Off he goes. Like he's got Perez behind him. This is the 2020 season cars. So where's Scott Flack now? Scott Flack's taken back P1 and he's sitting behind Verstappen. Flack's only got 6 seconds ahead of, hopefully, oh, he's getting locked up. Oh, that's gonna cost him because here comes Marty Porter. There he is, right beside him. Oh, Scott Flack really not liking these medium tyres. Not too sure if it's the curbs that are unsettling the car for him. Oh, but it looks like he's oversteering from the front end. Very uncharacteristic of Scott Flack to be doing that, and he's in the pits for his second set of tyres. That's going to give Marty Porter up front a lot of breathing space. Back live with Marty Porter. With a new set of tyres, well, he set the fastest lap again, take it off Scott Flack with a 1:17.758. Flack's lost a lot of time in that last pit stop, and that mistake there costing him over 40 seconds. Now back 36 seconds behind. You can see he's out in the quiet part with the track map. He's number one, so he's out there by himself. I'll go back to Robert Young, who's cutting through the field at the moment, going down the main straight. Looks like Scott Flack might be in amongst it all. Hopefully with the new tyres he can get some fresh air. You see 7 drives have come in the pits. So he's definitely gone back to the hard compound. Maybe that's a strategy for him. He was more comfortable on those tyres, because we could definitely see that he wasn't happy on the mediums. Those rotors really lighting up now. That increases the pressure in the tyres as well, so maybe that's causing overinflation and less surface area on the tyres, maximising traction from the Pirelli hard compound. Looks like Marty Porter's coming back up behind the back markers once again. It won't be too long, about one more lap and he'll be back on the back. They're really struggling to lap these guys, not really yielding to the blue flag, so makes it difficult for these. We saw Scott Flack getting tangled up with one before. Very unpredictable, especially this tight circuit through the stadium. Makes it very hard to navigate as we come around, start our 30th lap of the race. Fortunately, Marty gets through them before the tighter part of the circuit. He's only got a couple more to manage and then he's back through. He comes up to the back of 3 more. They're definitely giving way to him, so it's not that, it's just he can't get the good exit speed. He's going to have to cut that corner again. They're too slow through here. And they go wide before they go back in the pits. Definitely an issue with the other cars at the moment. Really disrupting him as he's got a 34-second gap over Scott Flack at the moment. Okay, we're up on lap 31 here, 71 at the Mexican Grand Prix, Autodromo Hermosa Rodriguez. Marty Porter starting off the 32nd lap. Go through the field now. We've got Scott Flack in P2. Is that Robert Young next to him? No, that's another one of the Red Bulls. That's Scott Flack making a charge. Gap still 33 seconds. I think that's extending. I'm not too sure. I'm sure it was 31 before, but can never tell. And Robert Young cutting his way through to lap the field once again. They've all just pulled out in front of him, giving him a clear track, and he's got the main straight. Still on the... no, he's... oh, these tyres are not hot enough. Take a bit more to heat up the harder tyre. Especially on the grass, it's hard to get back in the rhythm. He's just got to focus, knuckle down. Not sure if he's used to like a full-length Formula 1 race. 71 laps, it's not an easy job driving around here, as we can see. Looks like Scott Flack's on a flyer at the moment. We'll go to the sector times. We can see he's pulling purple sectors, so we can see at the end of this he's going to be posting the fastest lap of the race. And he does with a 1:17.456. It's over 1.3 seconds faster than Marty Porter at the moment. And he's brought the gap back down to the 31 seconds like I said before. So it's still a long way to go. Are we halfway? And we're not even halfway yet, so bit of work to do. Scott just barely makes it back to keep it back on track. Looks like Robert Young's in pit lane at the moment. He's just exited. Looks like he's got a lot of company right behind. So Robert Young almost just avoided an accident with the Haas car. He's following Marty Porter. Oh, and they both go wide into the stadium. That gap back to Scott Flack's 28 seconds now. So it's our two real-life drivers, Marty Porter, Robert Young, together on the circuit. Robert's going to do his best to hold on to the back of Marty. Robert's doing a good job holding on the back of Marty Porter at the moment. As we go on the driver focus, that's Robert Young chasing the leader, Marty Porter. He's a lap down, but he's just doing his best to stay with him, and he's doing a good job at the moment. Marty's on the medium tyres, and Robert's got the DRS open, and he's on the hard, so he won't overtake because he knows he's a lap down. Looks like Marty's looking in the rear vision mirror. He's made the mistake, so he's letting Robert go. Okay, so we're well inside the second half of the race now. Scott Flack bringing that gap back down to 17 seconds. And his last lap was like 6 seconds quicker than Marty Porter. So, due to that runoff earlier with Robert Young last lap. like Robert's had to deal with the unpredictable AIs that we've put in the circuit. And he's done a good job. He's got rid of 4. Now he's just got to get rid of 1 more, his teammate. They're definitely giving way. Robert's really getting in the groove now of the race. We're 38 laps in. We'll see if he starts to get tired towards the end, which is usually what happens with our newbies. But as I said before, he's not really new to the sport, as he just trips over one of the AI trying to get in pit lane there. Crossing the line on lap 38. Up the front we've got Scott Flack. Marty Porter's 9 seconds behind Scott Flack. Not too sure if Marty's pitted. We'll go and check our number of stops for each driver. And looks like Marty's just pitted again. So while having an extra pit stop and only 7 seconds behind the leader, I think is, or 9 seconds I think the gap is, 9.2. I say Marty's in a better position to take the race at the moment, but again we're only just over halfway. Marty's gone back to mediums. Looks like he's handling the mediums a lot better than we saw Scott Flack before. This looks like Marty's just he's still in the lead. He's definitely watching his deltas. Making sure that he's within gap, because he knows that Scott's still yet to pit. We might try and follow Scott at the moment, see when he's about to come in. You can see on the screen Scott's starting to really set some fast times. You can see he's got the fastest first sector, but didn't quite nail the middle sector there, and he's come around to complete the lap, so could be a quick lap. No, it's dropped it off towards the end. Looks like he's coming up the back of Robert Young. You can see in the foreground there. Looks like Robert might have just taken another pit stop. That's Robert Young getting out of the way. Great job. Definitely knows his road rules and etiquette. All he's going to do is try and stay as close as he can to Scott and learn the lines and learn what Scott's doing. We're watching Scott Flack, but we're on the driver focus with Robert Young as they both cross the start-finish line with 30 laps to go. Scott Flack just trying to tuck in behind. I think that's Norris there. Getting the draft down the main straight. Definitely makes a difference if you tail them. That's like having DRS open. As we saw Robert just using him towards the end there. Oh, AI really slowing up Scott Flack. Got to do his best to cut through them, as he does. Gap still 12 seconds between the two leaders, but we know Flack's got a pit again. We're just waiting for him to dive into pit lane at the moment. We can see his acceleration and braking inputs as well as his gears selection. As he's leading the field now from P1. Will he dive in this lap? No, it looks like he's out for another couple of laps there. Maybe he saw the other guys diving in, so he thought best not to leave it one more lap. Looks like Marty's getting caught up in the back markers again. So we're still waiting for Scott Flack to pit. Not say he should be pitting, but he started on the hards, went to mediums, and he's back on his second set of hards, but we're not sure how long that's going to last him. We know Marty's come back in for his second set already, so he's definitely stretching this set out longer than what Marty would at the moment. And his lap times are still competitive. Last lap was a 1:18.7. That's about 1.3 ahead of Marty Porter, but Marty's getting caught up with the AI. How Marty Porter's travelling back in P2 at the moment. Still sees 16 seconds away, not too bad. Can't remember what the time through pit lane is, but I'm sure it's more than 20-25 seconds. It is pretty short pit lane on a long straight. So Scott was to pit now to make it very interesting once he comes back out. Marty just relaxing down the main straight, trying to keep the wrist nice and relaxed, as the rest of the circuit's very tight, a lot of turns, and these direct drive wheels are set up pretty high to give the full force of the Formula 1 car. So after 46 laps, over an hour worth of racing, it's starting to give a strain, I guess. So the straights are the good times to relax all the muscles, the arms, the wrists, the feet, the legs, because it's full strength brake pedal and accelerator pedal as well, so they really have to put their full force behind the brake pedal to pull these cars up. In the full motion sims, as you can see here, it's coming to you live from Entertainment Park in Bankstown. See Marty just coming up behind some back markers there. Going through the stadium, coming onto the main straight, so we'll have the whole straight hopefully tucking up behind. Looks like Norris in the McLaren there. He failed to pit. Oh, someone spun out. Is that Robert? It could have been Robert Young back in the Red Bull. No, it looked like either Albon. Looked like Albon, so we'll go back to our leaders. Marty Porter back in front, so Scott Flack has made that pit stop. He's now 16 seconds behind. So we'll just quickly see what Scott's gone back to. Looks like he's gone for another set of hards. Not too sure if that's going to last him to the end of the race, but it could be one more pit stop for Sauce, and then that'll be the end of the race for them. He might want to try and stretch this out, because I know Marty Porter will probably need to pit at least one more time if he stays on hards, but he's making these mediums work well for him. I can't see what lap his last pit stop was on. So he shows me his Delta on his screen. He's sitting right next to him inside Entertainment Park at Bankstown. We've got 8 full motion simulators, as you can see in the screen there. And if you're watching, we're going to be hosting and running a full-length Bathurst race. That's co-driver situation. So these guys are going to be racing on these sims for 6 hours, 161 laps, wrestling the V8s around Bathurst. And they'll be doing driver swaps. So when you see these guys coming in for pit stops, just imagine the drivers actually switching over as well. So it's going to be a long day. So we still have seats available if you want to join us. Just contact us at Entertainment Park or at Racecentre, and we'll book your seat. And that'll be on the 28th of November. Quali will start at 11. Race will start at 12, but definitely get in contact and try and come and practice before then, because it's not an easy event. That'll be on the 28th of November this year. Here comes Scott Flack right behind Marty Porter. So this is for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. This is the leaders. Scott Flack on a fresh set of... and that's Marty coming straight in the pits. Doesn't want to get tangled up in that battle, losing time. He might as well come in and get his fresh set. So that's Marty Porter going back to P2. Great shot from the front wing of Marty Porter. Really see the speed on the tarmac there as we hit up over 260. It's quite a fast section. This is where they get up to almost 300 kilometres an hour. You watch the speed down the bottom right hand corner, just over 300. Wow, that's maximising the speed there down the back straight. So we exit the stadium going down the main straight. So go see how Robert Young's doing back in third place. Great job catching it. You can see the opposite lock on the inside screen there. It's on the hard tyres. He's not trying to give too much away on his on extra pit stops, so he's running each stint a lot longer than what he probably would like to. Looks like he's getting fed while he's driving at home. He's definitely not eating his Skittles at the moment. Looks like he's having trouble with oversteer as well as he comes into the pits. Okay, so it's another set of, looks like hards for Robert. Yep, another set of wide tyres. So this could be his last set. There's only 20 laps to go at the end of the race. So I go. Hopefully he takes it easy on the first couple of laps just to warm those tyres up. We saw him come undone a bit before. Let's go back up the front where Marty Porter's got the gap back down to 16 seconds from Scott Flack in P1. What's he on? I think he's on the hard, so I'm not too sure whether he's going to pit again on those tyres. I know Marty will probably make his set stretch, because he's only been out on his tyres for the last 2 laps or so, where Scott's done an extra 5 or 6 laps. So this will definitely play out towards the end, as long as Marty doesn't get caught up in that traffic, which is quite fortunate. Just keep an eye on the deficit. Is currently 19 seconds, and Marty on his new set's lapping in the 122s, and looks like Scott Flack is lapping in the 122s as well. So it really comes down to whether Scott's got to pit again for another set, which my calculation, he probably does need to come in for one more set. I think Marty's going to take this set to the end of the race, although he did go at a medium, so I'm not too sure if it's going to last as long. But as I said earlier in the broadcast, Marty's very good at making his tyres last as long as he wants. He knows how to look after them. Gap down now to 18 seconds. So it looks like Marty's definitely starting to bridge that gap. He's taken a whole second out of him on that last lap there. We're on board with Scott Flack now on the 53rd lap of the race. Not long to go now, 18 laps. Marty Poulter's in some clean air at the moment as well, so we can see on the track map in the top right hand corner, all our drivers are in clean air at the moment. It's going to be Scott Flack that's going to hit the back markers the soonest. And that gap now dropping down to low 17s. See how hard he's working inside the cabin now. These F1s definitely have an aggressive change of direction, so the sim's working extra hard to give him that feeling. Back up with Scott Flack and his Scott Flack's got through his back markers, but sounds like Marty Porter's having trouble with his. Well, he's just cleared that lot at the moment, so gap's down to 15 seconds, so it looks like he's definitely cutting into Scott Flack's lead there. On ball with Marty Porter against his other Mercedes. That's probably the way to do it. Catching that AI right at the wrong time. Very unpredictable, not too sure which way they're going. He's just cleared them now. Marty's just lost 4 seconds on that lap dealing with the AI. Looks like we're dropping AI at the moment. They seem to be DNFing. Scott Flack stretching the lead out now to 19 seconds with 14 laps to go. I can definitely see Marty's tyres, and he definitely needs another pit stop. He doesn't look too happy in the cabin. Going to go live to Robert Young in P3 at the moment, driving in the Red Bull. You can see the gear selection on his Fanatec wheel, down to second gear there. Back up and back down to second gear again. Quite tight low speed corners, so it's very, in the Formula 1 you just want to go as fast as you can, but there, those corners really make you slow down. He takes that section flat out, reaching up to 300 kilometers an hour. Doing a great job in his first outing in the Red Bull car in the Formula 1 League. It's not easy joining us here, but we definitely encourage new drivers to join us. So if you're watching and you want to have a go, definitely come in and we'll look after you. Get on track and enjoy yourself is the main thing, and meet other like-minded sim racers and motorsport fans alike. So just get in contact with Entertainment Park or Racecentre, and we'll get you on to the next round in 2 weeks' time. We go back to the leader, Scott Flack, with a 22-second gap now, but it looks like Marty's got to pit again. But I dare say Marty Porter's got a, Scott Flack's got to pit again as well, but because he's on the hards and he's got 12 laps to go, I'm not too sure. We see Scott Flack just making a mistake there. That's going to give Marty a better chance of catching him. Gap's down to 16 seconds, but I'm sure Marty's got to pit once more. Just cross to him before he does, so we see that happening. Okay, so I can see he's called the pit crew out, but he's run out of tyres, so he's got to take this lap very tentatively, otherwise he's going to lose some more time just to get into the pits. You can see him just running wide there. He's got no front end. Should go to softs. Stay on board with Marty Porter, as we know he's going to come into the pits this lap. See him really struggling to get the front end to turn. Got absolutely no tread left on the front. Got to slow it right down to 50 k's just to get through, but he's only got a couple of corners to go. Here he goes on the pit entrance. Let's hope he's got the speed down. Alright, so that's Marty Porter coming out of the pits with who's that coming up alongside him? So he's got 21 seconds to get in 10 laps. 10 laps to go. He could have done that on the softs, but I'm not too sure if the softs aren't working for him. That's Robert Young just going wide for Marty. As we see show Robert Young giving way to blue flags. It's Marty Porter in the foreground, Robert Young in the background, P2 and 3 at the moment. But Marty wants to look ahead and try and get Scott Flacker's. Oh, that gap's now 39 seconds. So what we want to see is Scott Flack coming in the pit to make it interesting. See where Scott Flack is on track, as he's still got the fastest lap of the race on his hard tyres. And he's got 31 seconds to Marty Porter, but running wide there. I think he's going to pit this lap. He's struggling. You can see the speed reducing just to get the car to turn. Will he bring it in this lap? No, he's staying out wide, so he's gone around for another one. This will probably give Marty more time to try and catch him on track before he pits. Scott definitely struggling to stay on track, but I think he wants to stay out there. Porter's got the gap down to 29 seconds now, but that won't be strong enough to get the lead back if Scott's going to stay out on track. But that deficit will reduce more and more as the race goes on. He's only got 8 laps to stay out there, but like we saw Norris at Sochi, it pays to come in for the tyres, otherwise you're going to lose too much time on track and won't be able to defend once Marty gets close to him. Coming up to some back markers here. This will slow him down as well. He's not going to come in and kiss this lap, because he knows those guys are. So he's going out for another lap. Gap now down to 27 seconds. and we'll find out what the gap is once Marty crosses that next sector. But that last lap of Scott Flack was a 123 and Marty Porter's on a 118. So that was 5 laps just in that one lap. So if he continues that up, then yes, he will be competitive for the win here. There's only 7 laps to go, 5 seconds a lap, that's 35 seconds. He's definitely within that, so Marty's just got to put his head down and go for it. He's got to give us his best laps between now and the end of the race. Gap's down to 23. We've got a few cloud cover covering the circuit at the moment, putting a bit of shade on. You can see the track rubbering up there. That's Marty coming up behind some back markers. Oh, and Scott Flack spun. That'll cost him another 8 seconds. He really is struggling on this set of tyres. I guess he's going to come in this lap. No, he's going to stay out there. Once he crosses the start finish, we can see what the deficit will be after that spin, but Marty's dealing with his own demons at the moment. Gap's still at 23, but we're just waiting for Marty to come round the main straight. As hopefully Marty's clear. Oh, gap's down to 18 seconds now. Robert Young still strong in P3 at the moment in the Red Bull car. Definitely a great effort from Robert Young, still in the race. Cutting in some good laps. Last lap was a 122, and these leaders are still in the 120s. So, you know, and Scott Flack was a 125. So, definitely still keeping up the lap times of the leading drivers. So, excellent effort from him. He actually works down here at Entertainment Park in the go-kart section and the sim section. So, if you ever, oh, and there's Scott Flack going in the pits. Scott Flack is pitting for the last time, so we want to see where Marty Porter is at the moment. He's coming on the main straight, and that's Marty Porter going past now. So there's the gap there, you can see it. That's Scott Flack coming out of the pits, and Marty Porter is up the road. And he's on soft, so he's got 5 laps to hold it firm. So I'll go up with Marty Porter, who's 5 seconds up the road. He's on mediums and Scott Flack's on soft, so this will come down to the wire. So this will be excellent finish to a long, long race. So I've got Marty Porter 5 seconds ahead of Scott Flack in P2. And we've got 5 laps to go in there till the end of the race. So there's Scott Flack in the background. You can just see him coming through the stadium now as Marty Porter's coming around the start finish line, making it 4 laps to go. So that's 5 laps to go, and there's the gap there. Marty's just got to look at his own cockpit and watch that for now. Oh, we can see Scott Flack's flying at the moment. pulling purple sectors to catch Marty Porter. You can see the gap visually coming down. You can see the frame in the track map. So you know Scott's on a smoker at the moment. Just try and bring him up. He's definitely got the fastest first sector of the race so far. And this should bring up his other sector. Not Marty, Scott. So it just dropped off in the middle sector there. Marty's still holding out, but looks like Scott is doing the best as we're crossing a line with 3 laps to go. Can he do it? The gap's 3 seconds. It's going to be a great battle towards the end now. Looks like we've just got our 3 main drivers at the moment. And that's Robert Young going in the pits for his last set of tyres with 3 laps to go. Just couldn't make it as now the battle's out. The top 2, there it is, there's the gap. We can see Marty Porter now really posting some fast times, but it's still Scott Flack posting fast sectors. These guys definitely earn an extra point for the fastest lap of the race. So Scott Flack's after that extra point to reduce the deficit. The championship is very close as well, and the gap's down to 2.3. Marty's going to have to drive a bit cleaner. Oh, there he is, there's the gap. Oh, that's close. Marty's going to have to weave up and down the road, 2 laps to go. And here comes Scott Flack. Does he have enough? Does he have the DRS open? Oh, looks like he did, because he definitely closed in under the brakes there. After 71 laps, it all comes down to the last 2 laps of the race. They're side by side. This is the race for the lead, ladies and gentlemen. 2 seasoned pros going at it at the Mexican Grand Prix. Scott's on soft tyres, so we can afford to brake later. Still got 2 laps to do the job, but we love the show they're creating at the moment, just coming out of the stadium onto the main straight. Starting the 2nd lap. Oh, and he's just blocked the inside. There he is, side by side, trying to get past. There he goes. Marty's just got to stay with him now, but he's just ran wide there. That's Scott Flack taking the lead back. That was a great move from Scott, but Marty's still in it if he stays in within the DRS down the main straight. That's 1 full lap to go plus this one. So he's just got to survive this through the turns and get out within a second to get in the DRS activation zone. Still within the second, so he's not too bad at the moment. He's just starting to fall out of that zone now, but he needs to be in there with the detection. Because when it comes to the DRS, and there it is, the 2.5, so we won't get the DRS down the main straight. So he's just got to tuck into the draft. Wow, with Scott Flack pitting so close to the end, I thought Marty Porter had it, but looks like he's done enough to take the win as they're on their last lap at the moment. We've got Scott Flack, Marty Porter right next to each other within 2 seconds, within 3 seconds of each other now. And then we've got Robert Young in going to take P3 for this tonight. Marty Porter doing the best he can to stay with him, but it's not enough. You see Scott Flack on screen and Marty Porter trying to chase behind. He's given it all he's got, but I don't think he's got the right tyre compound and enough tread on him to challenge Scott, who's on very fresh, soft tyres. You can see him fading away into the background now. So we're coming into the stadium for the last time in the Mexican Grand Prix. It's going to be Scott Flack, Team Renault. It is Scott Flack taking the checkered flag. Marty Porter right behind him for P2. And Robert Young taking us home to finish P3. Great effort from Robert Young, 71 laps, an hour and a half race. Great job from him. That's Robert Young finishing his first Formula One race with us here at Entertainment Park Racecentre. That's a solid P3 from him. Well done to Robert Young. So session results, Scott Flack 71 laps, right behind him Marty Porter and Robert Young coming home in P3. That concludes our Formula One race at Mexico. Thanks for joining us and we hope to see you in 2 weeks' time.